Obviously, first half we didn't play very well defensively. We had them third down. Punt goes forward. Everything goes on. Second half, that Vernon goes down and really kind of equals the playing field. And TCU, these guys fought back. I told them we had an opportunity in the second half to show what our program was all about. We've had to do that before. Kansas State, I think we were down 35-10. Turned around and came back. So, it's just been one of those teams that never really quit. They just kept creating opportunities and doing the things they do. I'm really proud of them. And I was really proud of all the TCU fans that came down and were a part of this game tonight. It was a lot of fun having all of them there, and they helped us, gave us a lot of energy in the second half.
Raise hand for questions, and please direct them to one panelist at a time. Back there, over there.
Coach, you changed your wardrobe at halftime. Are you ever going to wear any color other than purple again?
Let me say this. I did the same thing at Iowa State. I started out in black, and we were down 21-0. I will never wear black again. I'm trying to look thinner. You end of the year, you're not as good a shape to do it all, and heck with that.
I have a question.
Well, at least that's a good excuse.
Here, Coach.
Yeah.
Just expand a little on what the defense showed in the second half and how y'all were able to contain them to something like 20 yards before the overtime.
It really didn't do much different except we tackled. We couldn't get our hands on Vernon very well in the first half. Turned the guy loose. Guy came out of coverage. But it's one of those things where I quit trying to create things and let the defense do its work. And they did a great job, I thought. We got the caused fumble on the kickoff return. I thought that was kind of a changeover, got some momentum, because you're kind of out of it. If they get, even that punt, they took 2 or 3 minutes, you're probably going to be short some time to be able to come back that amount of numbers. But I really give those guys the credit. They did a great job of playing leverage.
Raise hand for questions, please, down in front. Amen.
Bram, is it fair to say this is going to be a night you'll remember forever?
This will be one I'll tell my grandkids.
You're going to have grandkids?
This is a night that I never thought would ever happen. But I honestly just dedicated to Trey, and he's the one who, showed me how to play like I did tonight.
Questions, hands up, right in the front here. Right.
Bram, just talk about what you saw defensively from them that was able to open up your game in the second half. Again, a tale of two halves, but in the second half, they'll just move the ball like crazy.
In the first half, we were just shooting ourselves in the foot. We had penalties, everything. Every time we got something going, we had a holding or unsportsmanlike conduct. In the second half, we got it together and were able to get rolling and just pick at that 31 points.
Question over here.
Hey Gary, what was your halftime speech to get him to flip the script, so to speak?
Well, I think people give coaches too much credit. About the same thing I've always told them. It's go back to our roots. The roots are, we're a proud program. That first half was not what we were about. And settle down and decide to play. If they decided to play, then they're going to give themselves a chance. But no matter what the score was going to be at the end of the ballgame, the bottom line is TCU is always known for playing hard and playing for 4 quarters and doing the things we needed to do. And there's no magic to that. You give yourself an opportunity if you go and play. And these guys, some of these fifth-year seniors with Davion and Derrick, if you look around, the guys that are here, Aaron, these guys they've been doing it for a long time. And if you look at our season, I was watching our highlight film at the luncheon yesterday, and it gave me chills because basically it was just a storyline after storyline after storyline of catching the ball at the end of the game at Texas Tech, catching the post at the end of the game at Kansas State. You just keep going, stopping on 4th down against Baylor. You just go down the list of plays that guys made at the end of the ball game to give yourself a chance to win, going for 2 points at Oklahoma. But we go and score the touchdown, Bram does. Then we, pump it 6 inches higher, and you might be sitting here at 12-2. And so, 12-1, 13-1. So for us, it's always a game of inches, and it always has been. It's just like the play that our guy made tonight at the end of the ball game on the 4th down. He knocks the ball away, and 6 inches, the ball's caught, and we're talking about 1st and goal. So,
Michael over there.
Aaron, talk about getting this win in San Antonio, what that means to you in your hometown.
It meant a lot, but most importantly, it meant a lot for me to win my last game in purple with my teammate, with my brothers. We've gone through so much. We've been through terrible seasons. We've been through people getting kicked off the team. We've been through distraction. We've been through injuries. We've been through a lot, man. And just to be a part of us turning this around in the Big 12 means everything to me. And so, man, this is just these last 3-4 years that I've been here, man, it's definitely going to be something I remember forever.
Question right here.
Bram, why were you having so much trouble in the first half? Was it just the short notice, the one practice day?
We weren't having any trouble really just moving the ball except for the penalties. Once we got it together, we fought back in the second half. We've been doing this all year. We come back second half. Nobody had a doubt that 31 points we'd come back. It ended up being a 3 overtime game and got a W.
Carlos, did you hear that question earlier?
31 points, you didn't have any doubt?
Not with us.
Question.
Bram, did it feel like OU earlier on in the second half when you guys kind of started to come back?
Yeah, OU was an example, I guess, that we were running off of tonight. I don't think anybody walking out of that tunnel in the second half really had a doubt that, with their quarterback out, 31 points, we get something on the board, and we get a couple turnovers. Defense plays well. 31 points was easy.
I don't know about easy, but I'm gonna stick with him because he did it. So.
Coach Patterson, how much, right here in the back, how much did you guys enjoy coming here to San Antonio, and how much of an impact did your San Antonio kids have on this team?
Oh yeah, well, number one, every great team we've ever had, I think, has always had a San Antonio guy on it. But coming here, as I said before when we got here, one of my bucket lists was to play in the Alamo Bowl, play in the Cotton Bowl. Obviously, you're in Texas, you'd like to play in the home state bowls one time before you're done. This was our 16th bowl in 18 years. Obviously, you also you'll be able to go down to New Orleans and play in that one sometime. But to be able to be here, our kids had an unbelievable time. One of the things I think is cool is about this when you play in the state is so many more of their family members, so many more of their friends and their family and their relatives and everybody else that are part of it get a chance to be here. And they get a chance to ride home with them. They don't, we're not going, some of them are going down the bus, but they're going home with their friends and their family. And to me, that's, every minute you get a chance, because these guys work hard. It's a 365-day-a-year job, really. College football is anymore if you want to be good at what you do. And so when they get a break and be able to do that in their hometown, and really for Aaron and Derrick, and all of, you have a group that get a chance for them friends and them to wake up in the morning here in San Antonio and to be able to enjoy it with family. I don't know, I can't speak for them, but I would have to say that there couldn't be a better experience because they're going to be remembered for the rest of their lives.
Hey, Derrick, about the defense over here. You guys held them to 18 yards on 18 plays in the second half. Could you just feel that game turning, and not so much because of Adams, but just the way the second half turned out?
The defense, we never really get down on ourselves. We had a terrible first half, and everybody was looking sad and things like that. But we got to the locker room, had a great speech, and we just made a lot of plays, and it just felt good playing on this defense tonight.
Ty, when you see Bram dive basically head first and get flipped over and just put everything on the field, what does that do on the other side of the ball? Does that get you guys kind of riled up and ready to go?
Oh, you should have saw the sideline. We were all fired up. A guy that's willing to go and sacrifice his body for the team. That's something you really gotta respect. We really appreciated him stepping up and doing what he did. Couldn't have done it without him.
Bram, obviously you had a lot of family stuff going on with your dad. That got mentioned after the game. What kind of emotions were spurred by that in this game?
And honestly, I was really just focused on this win. When I saw my mom after the game, I bargained with the guy to get her down on the field. And I just gave her a hug and started crying with her. And I mean, I'd love for him to be here to watch this happen, but I know he was watching upstairs.
Look at Ty. You're sitting there with a bunch of seniors, and it's just you up there, the only guy coming back next year. How does this kind of set the tone for next year?
You really have to appreciate the leadership that these guys had, and there's some big shoes to fill. But I think we have guys that are going to be ready to take those shoes on this upcoming season.
Derrick, with everything that's gone on this year and then pulling this game out today, what do you think that says about your coaching staff's ability to make things happen with you guys?
You know, it just shows that we have a lot of great players on this team. You know, as you've seen all season, we had a lot of guys go down. You know, Coach P did a great job of growing up the young guys, as also the seniors on this team. We did a great job talking to the young guys and things like that. It just shows a lot of heart and time put into this program.
Gary, you switched your shirt at halftime. Why did you decide to stick with Bram, given that it was 31-0 at halftime?
Well, number one, I think, he said it earlier, it was more penalties and things. We dropped some balls. That's what I told him. I said, we're sitting here. Number one, I told the defense they weren't having any fun. I mean, this is going to be their last ball game. There's a lot of seniors. They played a lot of defense. They've been one of the best in the league. They weren't having any fun, and not anything good was going to happen if they didn't have fun. So we have to turn around. We started stunting and doing some things. Offensively, to me, it started with the very first drive. I thought we started running the ball more early. They took it off, then we went to play action. I thought Bram made a couple unbelievable plays as far as throwing it and running with the ball. He had the option play, which we all looked at each other when it kind of broke, and he went down the sideline there in overtime. And so, to win a ball game like this, to come back, you've got to have a bunch of plays that happen for you. Kind of like in the first half, they had a lot of plays that happen. I mean, we block a punt and it goes forward. They pick it up and get a first down. In the second half, we finally caused the fumble on the kickoff return. We get a couple plays. You look at yourself, the one time we kicked 2 field goals, putting ourselves in a situation, you're thinking, well, it's 4th and 7, should you go for it? But the odds weren't in your favor, especially down there. They do a great job of dropping 8 and rushing 3 when they get inside the 15-yard line. And so it's really tough to be able to get the ball that far down inside. And so, you just took things that you didn't, and then we made some plays. And, probably if I was going to tell you that I made a mistake, because they were struggling, we had 2 timeouts. Really, we tried the onside kick. I probably should have kicked it deep because we could have stopped them there. Then if they punt, we get the ball more on about the 30-35 instead of, I think we ended up the ball on the 4 or 5 yard line after a penalty. So, really our offense dug us out of the hole there and got a first down and did some things. And so, we were ready to fake a punt if we needed to. We came into the ball game knowing that we were going to have to do the thing. Obviously, they did too with the fake punt. And it was a great job by the safety coming over and knocking the ball away after the ball was in the air to help the corners. So, again, you just have to have some of those kind of plays to get things done.
Bram, twice in the game you went out because of injury. What happened on those 2 plays? And also, what's the thought process on the initials on your wristband?
The first play I went out, it was I did a flip and land on my neck. I had a previous injury from high school with my neck, so I didn't know what was going on at the time, and just got like chills down my arm. So I knew Foster was able to come in and play, and I knew he was just as prepared as I was. So we weren't losing anything by me coming out for a play and make sure I was all right instead of getting the snap and fumbling that. And I was just trying to take care of the ball when we were on the goal line. The second time it was my ribs. I got hit in the ribs, and just I needed to go out for a play and catch my breath. And I knew Foster was ready to go again. And initials on my wristband for Trevon it's sad as it is. Every time I read anything about him, it brings tears to my eyes. But this win was for him, and he's really the one who taught me how to play like this because he's the most fearless guy on the field.
A couple final questions.
Hey, Aaron, when you think about this season, the comebacks, the players you lost, Trevon's news this week, and then being down 31-0, what will you tell people about this year in a few days?
Just relentless, man. There was just a point in time in this season where it just seemed like nothing was going our way. I've never been on a team where we had so many injuries, and I just think that it shows how well our coaches are. I don't know if I would be able to coach a team with this many injuries and still have these guys prepared to win every week. How many freshmen we played. This is definitely one of my favorite years of playing football, one of my favorite teams, just because of the adversity and the trials and the tribulations that we have had to overcome to have this successful season. So, like I said, man, this season, this game, Texas Tech, the Kansas State, all of that, man, this is something I'll be telling my grandkids like for 50 years down the road, man. I just love it, man. It's taught me a lot, man. I'm just humbled to be a part of this TCU legacy.
Glad to hear both of them are going to get married someday.
Hopefully.
Coach, kind of piggybacking on that, Aaron says he doesn't know how he's going to coach on that. Given the injuries, the freshmen played, all the setbacks, where do you rank this on your years of coaching in difficulty and success?
Well, every year is different, but obviously, I told him, about the middle of the season that I probably was going to remember this season even more than I was going to remember last year, just because of everything that this group had to go through. We ended up playing 30 freshmen, 15 and 15 tonight. You lose an All-American wide receiver. You lose your best corner early in the season. There was a lot of players we had out. Probably our best pass rusher, James McFarland. And so, if you look back on it, it's one of those things where, that as a program, you're doing the right things. They're all in the locker room, they're talking about, hey, I'm a senior, there's no more Colorado circuit. It's one of the drills we do in the spring and our off season to gain chemistry and toughness and things we do. It makes me know as a head football coach that we're doing a lot of things right within our program, even though we've changed offenses, playing with young players, that we're getting guys to be able to fight through adversity and do the things you need to do. And so, you're still going to always have to tweak things, but knowing that we had 21 guys graduate, I think you got guys that are going to get an opportunity to leave and have degrees, go out and do something with their lives. And here's the thing about fighting through adversity. It's not just about the football game. It's about the next 40 years. You teach somebody that when they get up in the morning, they got to fight for a living and go give an opportunity to go be somebody in life. And don't let anybody tell you can't do something. You're going to be able to go do it if that's what you want to do. If that's the most important thing that you're trying to get accomplished. I think that's what you get out of our program. You get all that. You get an opportunity to understand that if you'll be smart about what you do and you work hard and you work smart, that you're always going to be able to put food on your table. And I don't think they can ask any more from a program.
Final question.
Ty, can you just walk us through the second half for you, the experience you had, the comeback, overtime, celebration?
Well, I think it's just a pleasure to be a part of this defense and just the team in general, just all our guys just encouraging one another throughout all the obstacles we faced this season, this game. We just found a way to rally back, and it's just been, like I said, it's just been a pleasure to be a part of it. I wouldn't have asked to be a part of any other team, any other defense.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you, Coach.
Yep.